What's new in CloudBees CI 2.361.1.2? Are you new here? If you are, welcome. And if you are new here, you don't know who I am. My name is Darren Pope, and I'm a developer advocate for CloudBees. On September 8th, 2022, CloudBees CI 2.361.1.2 was released. In this video, we're going to take a look at the updates that were included in that release. On September 8th, I did a video with Mark Waite talking about what was new in Jenkins LTS 2.361.1. Since CloudBees CI is based on Jenkins LTS, you might want to take a look at that video as well. The link to that video is down in the description. If you've never taken a look at the release notes for CloudBees CI, let me show you how to get there. We're going to start at docs.cloudbees.com. On documentation, we'll go to CloudBees CI, and then on the left nav, click on the documentation dropdown, and then go to Release Notes. Scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see the new release 2.361.1.2. Now, before we start taking a look at the release notes, I want to call out this important section. And what it says is if you skip versions when you upgrade, you need to refer to the previous versions of the release notes for any relevant known issues or upgrade notes. What that means, in this case, if you're specifically not upgrading from 2.346.4.1 to 2.361.1.2, that means that you need to go back through all the release notes and understand all of the changes that happen from whatever version you're coming from to the version that you're going to. First off, let's take a look at the traditional platform release notes. We'll come back and take a look at the modern cloud platform release notes once we're finished with those. What you'll notice with this release is there are no new features, but the core part of this is really the feature enhancements. The first part is user interface redesign for the item configuration page in Jenkins Core. If you go back and watch the video that I spoke of, where Mark and I were talking about what's new in Jenkins LTS, we go into great detail about all of the changes that happen in item configuration. Next up here, I want to call out two items here that we will talk about a little bit later in the video. You'll notice that CloudBees Nodes Plus and the Operations Center Server plugin were migrated to Jakarta Mail. Keep that in mind. We'll talk about that again in a few moments. And finally, for feature enhancements, one thing I want to call out, Adapt to Instance Identity plugin. Used to, the instance identity was part of the Jenkins core. With 2.361.1, that was split out to its own plugin. And again, Mark and I talk about that in great detail in the What's New in Jenkins LTS video. Let's scroll down to Resolved Issues. And there's one item that I want to call out specifically for this release. The database containing agent leases fails to recreate on Windows when it's corrupted. This is for the case to where you have a Windows shared agent defined on your Operations Center. Used to, sometimes that database would corrupt and recovery would fail. All of that has now been fixed. The majority of the other resolved issues are a combination of configuration as code, CASC, or other UI fixes. Let's go ahead and scroll down to known issues. And with known issues, there are a handful of plugins that have been removed from CAP. That's the CloudBees Assurance Program. If you have questions about what that means to you, go ahead and open up a support ticket with CloudBees. And finally, let's go ahead and go down to the upgrade notes. If you've seen previous videos, you knew that in this release that Java 11 was going to be required. If you're still running Java 8 and you upgrade to 2.361.1.2, your controller will no longer start. Also, if you have any agents that are running anything less than Java 11, those agents will also not start and connect to your controller. So at this point, your controller and your agents all must be running Java 11. If you have questions about that, again, open up a ticket with CloudBees support. One other thing is once you upgrade to Java 11, if you had custom garbage collection settings from Java 8 or before, with Java 11, all of those garbage collection settings have to change. For more information about those settings, you can click on this link, add Java arguments to the Jenkins service configuration file. Next up in upgrade notes, we have the end of life announcement, and this is talking about what we talked about a few moments ago, pulling these plugins out of CAP or CloudBees Assurance Program. There's more information about what you need to do if you have a dependency on any of these plugins within your controllers. And the final item, which we referenced at the beginning during feature enhancements, is the migration to Jakarta Mail. The two previous CloudBees plugins that we talked about, Nodes Plus and Operations Center Server, were changed to use Jakarta Mail instead of JavaX Mail. But also, there are a number of just regular Jenkins plugins that also made this change. So if you have scripts today that you're running within your controllers that are referencing JavaX Mail, that's no longer there, and you need to change that, to Jakarta.mail. Let's go over and take a look at our modern cloud platform release notes. And really, there's only one item that we need to call out specifically. Pretty much everything is the exact same for feature enhancements. There are a few extra resolved issues that were specific to the modern cloud platform because of dependencies on Kubernetes. But one item that I want to call out is calling the container step failed with an error message. Sometimes when you're using the container step, you would get this weird message, not ready after 5,000 milliseconds. A retry has been added, so from this point forward, that shouldn't happen anymore. And finally, I want to call out one more thing. DevOps World 2022 is happening in Orlando, Florida, September 27th, 28th, and 29th. The cost for that is $1,350, and it's happening at the Orlando World Center Marriott. For more information, visit DevOpsWorld.com. We hope to see you there. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us on Twitter at CloudBees. If this video was helpful to you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to CloudBees TV yet, why not? Take a moment, click on that subscribe button, and then ring that bell, and you'll be notified anytime there's new content available on CloudBees TV. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.